It's almost spooky season, but not so fast. You still have some time to read some more fantasy and sci-fi books, but maybe with a little spooky flair. What's up, beasties? It's Triple B, your friendly neighborhood bearded book beast. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another list video. It's almost spooky season and I am excited. I love the spooky times. That's why I'm wearing my Ghostbusters, who are you gonna call up? Triple B, bearded book beast, with some book recs for you because it's not quite spooky season yet. I feel like I can't go full bore until I get to October 1st at least. So we still got some of September left, but I'm starting to feel the itch to read some of that horror stuff. So I've got 12 books here, 12 fantasy books that we can talk about that have a little bit of that horror vibe to get you into the spooky season, but maybe you're just not ready to go all in on the horror or spooky stuff yet. So without further ado, let's get in. First off, I've got an honorable mention because if you read a lot of fantasy, you probably already have read this book. You've heard of it. It's not going to be really a big wreck for you, even if you've never watched any of my videos. But it still does have some spooky stuff, and if you have not read these books, you should. Even if you've watched the show, I'm talking about Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. You got some freaky people in here, and some freaky things that happen. So if you want some spooky vibes, and you want a series that's awesome and dark and dastardly and lovely, definitely you can't go wrong with Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire. But let's get into some other ones. All right, so first of all, of course, if you want to get kind of in that in-between of fantasy and horror, you can't go wrong with urban fantasy. And two of my favorite ones are Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, good old Harry Dresden, and Repairman Jack by F. Paul Wilson. Love both of these characters. This is in Chicago. This is in New York City. Wizard Open lets everyone know he's a PI. He's going to help you out with some supernatural things. He's a little more behind the scenes, comes off as an ordinary dude, but he helps fix things, helps people who are in over their heads, and there's always a supernatural flair to every case that he takes on. But he's just a regular dude. I mean, he knows how to fight. He's got some cool stuff, but yeah, love both of these. Highly recommend them both if you haven't. Or any other urban fantasy is a good idea. Next up, we got Suneater by Christopher Rocchio. The dark Lovecraftian horror vibes really start more in book 2, Howling Dark. But even in book 1, you deal with the Cielsen, who are some freaky, tall, gangly white vampire zombie aliens who want to harvest humans and eat them. It's creepy stuff. So definitely, if you love fantasy sci-fi, you like a little Star Wars type stuff, you love some very pretty prose, some good reflection for your character, who sometimes does some things you're like, what the heck are you doing, man? But you want a little spooky vibes too, Suneater's the way to go. Next up, this one probably leans more into the horror because it is post-apocalyptic, a little zombie apocalypse action, but the main characters are a group of superheroes. Think if the Justice League or the Avengers kind of all pulled their resources together in this place they're in, an old abandoned Hollywood studio in LA, and the zombie apocalypse has happened, so they're trying to help keep all these people safe. And of course, as the series goes on, they don't just deal with zombies, they got to deal with other people, other groups of heroes, other groups of villains, and it's pretty cool. You get some flashbacks to what happened and their story, their backstories, and what happened with the apocalypse, but I love this series. So yeah, I highly recommend X-Heroes by Peter Clines. Next up is a book that I read last year and really loved, and I got to check to see if a sequel's coming out because I loved it. It's called The Last Phi Hunter by Selene Goldenberg. Check out that cover. This is like a dark Pokemon meets Chainsaw Man. Oh, it's so good. We've got our main character, the Hunter X, and he hunts demon monsters called P. This has a lot of Thai culture and lore, Buddhism, and stuff like that, but it's really good. I loved it. The P's are like demons, and they're just written so terrifyingly well. I really liked it a lot. But X, he has to hunt these P's, these monsters, and kill them. Then he can harvest their parts and trade them in and sell them for money and status, and it's pretty cool. I had a blast with this. He gets pulled into kind of a bigger thing when he comes along on his travels. A pregnant woman, and he wants to help her, and he gets pulled into something much bigger. But this is really a lot of fun. I love this book. I cannot wait to see what Selene Goldenberg does next. Hopefully a sequel to this. But check this out. If you like Pokemon, if you like Chainsaw Man, you like demon hunting, and you like, cool fantasy books set in a different culture, check this out. It's awesome. All right, next up in a book I just read not that long ago, Cold Silver for Souls by Tori Tekken. Awesome booktuber. Check her channel out. It'll be linked down below, and all these books will be linked down below, of course. But this is awesome. We've got our main character, Hunter. She's a bounty hunter and a necromancer. She brings along her buddy here to help her along. They have an interesting past that led to him being her undead's sidekick. But anyway, there's some ghouls, supernatural things, creepy, but it's really just an awesome fantasy western story. Great way to kick off spooky season. Then another booktuber, and if you love Lovecraftian horror, you gotta go with Discovery by J.J. Minton, the fine folks at Talking Story. Awesome family. Check out their channel and check out this book. Basically, you have a group that goes out on this expedition to try to find something, but what they find is a lot more than they bargained for. They find this giant being that's sleeping under the ocean. Can you imagine if you saw footage of just this giant city-sized creature that is something out of your nightmares, and it's just sleeping, and you see its face? People would go nuts, and they do. And in this book, we see it from different point of views, different characters all over the world, and tells kind of what happened to them with all this going on, and how it all comes together and weaves together. And it's just so well done. Great writing, great characters, and a very cool story. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Check this out. Great way to lead into spooky season. Next up, if you like Game of Thrones, you're probably going to like this. And if you like the Witcher game, you're definitely going to like this. Or the show, but the Witcher books. This is the first short story collection. I think this is great. It does capture the feeling of the game and the show. I've heard that the books later on, people aren't as high on them, but this and the next short story collection, I think, will be right up your alley if you like it. So I highly recommend checking this out, especially if you like the game. And then we've got, by Rob J. Hayes, Archive of the Godeater. Book 1, Demon. I backed this Kickstarter, but they're all out now. And there's 3 books that he's released, and he's going to do it at 3 at a time like that. And you have 3 different time periods. This one is the furthest back, and it deals with demons, and it's just really good. I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to read the other 2. And then the present timeline one is a big chunky boy. But I think it's right here. And then the second one in a different not time zone. Did I say time zone? A different time period. But then they all are weaved together, and it's cool to see past and present all together. So anyway, I highly recommend this. The demons are creepy, and it's a great story. All right, I got 4 more left for you here. We've got We Are the Dead by Mike Shackle, the Last War trilogy. I'm getting ready to read the 3rd and final book soon. I really am enjoying it so far. Dark. You've got some supernatural, demonic creatures that this evil army uses to defeat the good guys and take control of the city. And then it's about the good guys trying to rise back up. So pretty cool. There's some dark and dastardly stuff. Sometimes the darkest characters in these are the humans, but I really enjoyed it. Definitely you should check it out. Then if you like kind of a feeling of dread, just percolating through the whole story, We got Justice of Kings. I really enjoyed this first book. I need to finish the series because now he's doing a sequel series, so I got to get rolling on this again. But this was so good. I love Vinvault. And then our POV, Helena, who's like his understudy. I just love the whole group. It's really good. It reminds me of like kind of like Salem Witch Trials, but a little darker and edgier. Kind of like Judge Dredd meets Sherlock Holmes in a magical, dark, gritty fantasy world. So cool. I love it. You should definitely check it out. If you like vampires and you miss those creepy, terrifying vampires and you love epic fantasy and grimdark, Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff is for you. Highly recommend this book. Book 3 is going to be coming out soon. I love this series. They're chunky, but they read so fast and they're so action-packed and fun. We've got kind of a vampire apocalypse happened. The sun is gone forever. It's always dark. Vampires can come out anytime, do anything. So of course they took over the world. And we've got the last Silver Saint vampire hunter trying to find a way to make it through and save the world, and a lot of other things along the way. Great characters, and it's just so much fun. You should definitely check it out. And finally, another book I just read that some people aren't high on, a lot of people love, and I loved it, and that's The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. If you haven't started First Law yet and you don't want to start a long series, this is a great way to experience Joe Abercrombie's humor and how he writes characters. And you've got kind of a Suicide Squad type story, but in a fantasy world with the devils, some various monsters, and they are trying to complete a mission and get someone from point A to point B, but it could be dangerous, so they need the devils to take on all the political maneuverings and other monsters they're going to face. So this is a lot of fun, but First Law also has some pretty creepy things in it. So if you want to just dive into First Law, you could definitely do that. You got the Eaters, who are terrifying, and you have just some savage people in that story. But can't go wrong with Joe Abercrombie if you want to get ready for spooky season. All of these books are great options if you want to stick to reading some more fantasy, but you're starting to get that itch for spooky season. But that's all I got for you, Beasties. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you're having a great day. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know about some more spooky vibe fantasy sci-fi books, or any genre. And share them in the comments below, or just say hi and tell me what you're up to, what you've been reading, doing, all those things. I love to chat with you down there. I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, devour TBRs, be brave, be beautiful to one another, and be beastly. We'll see ya. Ooh.